Well, hello racing fans, and welcome to our It's a Breeze with myself, Deez. The show proudly brought to you by Tote, and we are previewing Sunday. We're back at Hollywoodbets Scottsville as we were midweek, and it's the 24th of August. And what's on the go at Hollywoodbets Scottsville? Well, let's have a look at it. It's 8 races carded. The first race will begin at 12:20. And if you are one that plays the exotics and interested in to know when the pick six will be, that will be at 13:30. I trust that you, the valued racing fan, as well. And just a heads up that this show being recorded much earlier than usual, so just keep an eye on the declarations, card changes, etc. And let's get straight into it, racing fans. We've got a few bets lined up, and we'll begin with the place accumulator, and that will start off in race number 2. You need to get on. Let's see the time. 12:55, 5-1. That is when you'll need to get on. It's a maiden plate over 1,400 meters, and we begin with a banker on the card, and it's going to be guard puller's runner called Royal Sword. He's a son of William Longsword. You can see the vast improvement he showed from run 1 to run 2. He was 100-1 shot on debut. 10-1 second time out, ran second. And I think against this type of field with the exposed form, those that have run, I don't think there's much that's going to trouble him for the place accumulator. Of course, there are unknowns in the race, and 2 of them are being saddled by Mike de Kock, numbers 9 and 10, and number 1 from the stable of Garrett Van Zyl. So keep an eye on the betting on those first timers. But of the raced runners, number 3, Royal Sword, an absolute standout there. In race number 2, horse number 3, a banker. What are we doing in leg 2? Well, I'm siding with 2 runners. Number 1, Act of Grace from the Glen Cotson stable, and number 7, Miss Stomiatrix for Candace Bass Robinson. So I think those 2 runners are good enough there, numbers 1 and 7, and we'll have every chance of doubling up in that place accumulator. The next leg, highly competitive. Mike Miller could hold the key to the race with numbers 2, 4, and 6. That's a strong hand in a field of 8 runners. For the place accumulator, I've included 1 of his runners, and I'm siding with the choice of ride by the stable jockey, who is Tristan Godden, on number 6, Warrior Royale. And I'm backing that up with a horse that is a course specialist, a course and distance specialist, and all 7 wins have been with Cole Dickon, who had a fair midweek meeting. I think he had 2 winners for Gary Rich, and number 5, Malcolm's Dream, has to go into everything. So 5 and 6 there in race number 4. Race number 5, that place accumulator. Again, we're sticking with the trend thus far. 2 runners, 6, Quantasia, and possibly the horse to beat, number 8, Prankster. Another race that I think you'll do well to try and get through with the minimum spend when it comes to the pick 6. But these 2 runners, we're hopeful, will be good enough for the PA, numbers 6 and 8. Race number 6, 1,750 meters. Well, you can see by my perm that this is the leg that I've included the most number of runners. So just about survival here. It is a quality field. There's lots of form to work around. There are horses in good form, horses that are dropping in the ratings. And I think these 3 runners, we'll be hoping to double up with 3 of them, I must add. Number 6, Twa Twa Cut. Number 8, Bombers in the Sky. And then the 5-year-old mare, number 9, Plum Pudding, who is in tremendous form as well. 6, 8, and 9 in race number 6. Then what I'm going to say is, I looked at the entire race card. Whilst I like Royal Sword earlier on the card, this is the runner that I'm hedging my bets for the day around in this apprentice handicap. The horse is called La Madalena from the Garrett Van Zyl stable. J.C. Portis will claim 2.5 kgs. These apprentice races can usually spring a result or 2, but I'm hoping that the form will hold up with this filly, because go and watch the replay of her last start at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. In fact, go and watch the replay of her last 2 runs over 1,600 and 1,500 meters. Both races, she has been doing her best work at the finish. So from a nice draw with the claimer, it's a smaller field than she's raced in her last 2 starts. I'm going to make her one of the better bets on the card. A banker, race 7, number 4, La Madalena. And then we close the place accumulator off in a highly competitive race. If you're running in any of these exotics, well, you cannot be confident if you've minimized your spend here. But I'm hoping that the 2 runners that we have included in the PA will be sufficient. Number 7, Master Bomber, and horse number 8, Magma Magic. 7 and 8 to close off that PA. And that's the PA racing fans. So we move over to our next bet, which is going to be a trifecta. And that trifecta comes up in race number 3. So race number 3, what time is that? It is the start of the Pick 6, by the way, the third race, over 1,400 meters. So I'm just going with 2 runners for that first position in this quartet. Number 1, Act of Grace, and number 7, Miss Stormiatrix. 1 and 7 for first. For second, numbers 1, 7, and 10, I've included Cool Wind from the Paul Lafferty stable. So 1 and 7 by 1, 7, and 10. And then for third and fourth, it's just a copy and paste of our selections. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 9, and 10. And that is a quartet that I'm suggesting in race number 3. Then on to our last bet for the race meeting. And that is going to be Jackpot. And it's going to be Jackpot 1, which will begin in race number 4. Well, how are we playing this? First leg, well, you saw for our place accumulator, I went 5 and 6. So what I've done there is I've added number 8, Perilla. You know, she's just lost her way a bit, but the last time out there were signs of her, you know, possibly returning to some type of form in that off to stud stakes. So numbers 5, 6, and 8, leg 1. Leg 2, 4 runners, you know, along with our place accumulator numbers, which are 5 and 6. I've included 5 and 6 and 8 were LPA numbers. Yep, 6 and 8 were LPA numbers. So along with that, I've included number 5, Mama's Baby, and I've also included number 7, Gallivanting, who's partnered by the champion apprentice of last season in Bevan Plykies. And then what are we doing in race number 6 for that jackpot? Well, this is the leg that I've played it as wide as possible. We've got 3 numbers that will be running for us in the PA, numbers 6, 8, and 9. And along with that, I've included 1, JP's Palace, 2, Q-Wing, and horse number 7, African Dust. And then, as I mentioned when going through that place accumulator, one has to find a banker on the card, and I'm going to make that La Madalena. That comes up in race number 7, horse number 4, La Madalena. Let's multiply that per mouth, 3 times 4, which is 12, and then 12 times 2, 4, 6. Yep, that's going to be 72 Rand. So 72 Rand, racing fans, is what that jackpot costs, and that will be Jackpot 1. As always, thanks to you, the valued racing fan, for your invaluable spend on the tote, and together we can surely make a difference. Have a blast, find all the winners, and hopefully it turns out to be a wonderful end to your weekend, because it's our last race meeting of the week at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. And from the entire team, it's a breeze with myself, Deez, proudly brought to you by Tote. Until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gashle.